What's up, everybody? Welcome back as we got Asher blinking out before the start finish line there, starting on the pole as he comes out here with the quick time here tonight. Let me go ahead and fix that problem as he gets the quick time here tonight. Couple more cars left to qualify. Looks like Micah's out on the track right now. Shane Haas pulling out on the track in the number 23 machine. Asher currently the quick time. Tony Brett in second. David McConnell in third. Few guys have not come out on the track. Here comes Matt Best in the number 6 machine pulling out onto the track. And I forgot to pull up my chat stuff, so let me go ahead and fix that. My bad. My bad, guys. My bad. All right, let me get this chat up onto the OBS real quick. All right, AAR. Yeah, you like it? You like it? All right, so these guys out on the track right now. It is going to be Asher with the quick time. Matt Best is going to go ahead and pull out of his first lap. He's going to pull back out onto the track. Micah, I don't know if he's going to make it back in. He was in here. He's left, and so has Shane Weatherington. So I don't know if these guys are going to make it back into the server. Both of them are gone. Why isn't Micah running, Landon? Where'd he go? Would have been an easy top 15. We only got 12 cars looking to run here right now as it stands. Appreciate you guys out there giving a like, a share, and a follow to the stream. Yeah, I know you're not on. What happened there? Oh, apparently I clicked on a different name. All right, can Matt Best dethrone Asher for the quick time as he comes down the back straightaway? Is that Matt? Matt's been having some issues with some internet here tonight, too. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see what his quality's down a little bit. His ping looks all right. Matt Best having a few issues here, obviously blinking out as he comes across the line. He's going to go second quick with a 30.618. Matt Best up to the second quick time here tonight. That is not what he wanted. He wanted to get that number 1 spot. Looks like it's going to be Asher here tonight as qualifying going to come to an end. Yeah, I don't think he's the only one having internet issues either. I can't believe there's only 12 people racing. We are missing a lot of people here tonight. Oh, yep, it is definitely lagging. Maybe I'm having internet issues. I am having packet drop. Trying to find out what's going on here with the stream. Oh, it died. It's not. It's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming back, guys. Slowly but surely, we are starting to come back here. All right, I think we are starting to come back a little bit here. Let me take a look. It is coming back. It looks like we are back on Facebook. All right, are we back everywhere else? Yeah, John's a traitor. John is a traitor. He decided what, a concert's more important than us. All right, I think we are back up and going. Oh, nope, it's dropping again. All right, I'm going to do a speed test real quick. All right, hopefully we're going to come back here. Definitely struggling a little bit in the streaming department. Let's see. Facebook is up and down. I am definitely having some internet issues. I am running about a third of what I should be internet speeds. Hold on one second. All right, looks like we should be up and going fairly good now. Let's see how this goes and if it stays. That is unfortunate. I'm not the only one. If it's something else, Demon, thank you for the likes. Appreciate that. Hopefully, I am definitely struggling over there on the TikTok side too. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit up tonight's starting lineup. Hopefully the internet stays together here tonight. As we get out onto the starting grid, it is going to be Asher Hansen starting on the pole here tonight in that number 8 machine. Outside of him, it's going to be the number 6 of Matt Best. Starting inside, row number 2 in that number 3 position, it's going to be Zach Lovelace. Outside of him, it's going to be the number 28 in that number 4 spot of Tony Brent. Starting inside, row number 3 in that number 5 spot, it's going to be the 54 of David McConnell. In that number 6 position, in the number 99, it's going to be Jared Jones. Starting in the number 7 spot, it is going to be the 08 of David Mayo. Outside of him, in the number 33, it's going to be Heb T. Starting in that number 9 spot, it is going to be the 07 of Riley Green. Outside of him, in the number 38, it's going to be Mark Thrash. Starting in the number 11 spot here tonight, in that number 65 machine, it's going to be Bill Sleep. And last but not least, in the number 23, it's going to be Shane Haas. 135 laps here tonight in the AARP 135. Who's going to win here tonight? Will it be the Young Guns or will it be one of the old timers? We're going to find out here as the pace car is going to pull in out of turn number 4. Looking for the green flag in the restart zone. Matt Best going to crowd Asher just a little bit. Now, here's a fun little fact as the green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway. So Asher is at 1 win here in the series. But Matt Best and Zach Lovelace starting in the number 2 and 3 spots, both at 2 apiece. Asher looking to tie them up here tonight as they're going to go single file pretty quick in the top 3. Here comes David McConnell. He's looking for second. Looking for 4th. David McConnell going to take that number 3 spot. As here comes Jared Jones just behind him, going to follow him through as they come out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway. Asher going to lead lap number 1. Did we sponsor this? No. You got to remember, Bill Sleep and David Mayo are both older than we are. But you're pushing it. You're pushing it, Steele. Not me. I just celebrated in June my 15th, 29th birthday, so I'm just 29 again. So Matt Best having a little bit of a signal issue here too as we jump over on Zach Lovelace in that number 2 spot. Matt Best has fallen back to third as these guys try to get themselves situated. David Mayo up on the high side as Riley Green going to roll up underneath him down the front straightaway. So Riley trying to make some moves forward. Got a pass going on up at the front as here comes Heb looking up underneath the 99. Can't quite get there as Jared Jones going to keep that number 5 spot as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3. So light field here tonight as these guys try to get things situated. Looks like David Mayo going to go to the back, conserve some tire here tonight. Almost kisses Mark Thrash. Big save out of David Mayo. You're not going to save much tire that way, Mayo. Back up towards the front. Jared Jones moving to the top side, looking for his way around the 54, trying to get himself up into the number 4 spot. He does, as David McConnell going to easily let him around as they head into turn number 3 and 4. So we're going to see some people using the high side here tonight. That could be awfully tough on these tires, and tire management is going to be a big thing here tonight at Kansas. We're going to get a lot of strategy out of this race. So I think we're going to get some long green flag runs at some point in this race. Definitely a smaller field than what we're used to. As Asher continues to set the pace, but Matt Best has moved back into that number 2 spot, and he is closing the gap on Asher. Last time by, he was about 1.5 faster than Asher as they come across the line. Let's see what it looks like this time by. He is going to be about almost 0.2 quicker than Asher that time by. So Matt Best definitely closing the gap, only 0.4 of a second back from that number 8. As it looks like the battle on the track might be for that number 4 spot. Jared Jones running up high, McConnell down low. Dan isn't here too. Man, there's a lot of people not here tonight at Kansas. They must be Kansas haters. Jared Jones committing to that top side here tonight as they come out of turn number 2. He's going to get the run down the back straightaway, but it does look like Heb and David is starting to get a little bit of an edge here. Let's see if he can be a little bit faster this time by. But Heb definitely closing the gap on both of them as they head through turn number 3 and 4. And on top of that, all these guys are closing in on Zach Lovelace. So Lovelace in that number 3 spot, starting to have his mirror filled up with 4 cars as they head through turn number 1 and 2. They are getting bigger and bigger in that rear view mirror as they come down the back straightaway. Jumping into the cockpit of Lovelace as he rolls through turn number 3 and 4. He's still got these guys within his sights as the gap for the lead has leveled out a little bit, 0.5 second between Asher and Matt for that first and second position. Like I said, these tires are going to play a big role here tonight, so tire management is going to play an issue as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Lovelace, what's wrong with Lovelace? Lovelace, did he pound the wall out of turn number 2? He's going to lose 1, maybe 2 spots out of turn number 4. Jared Jones going to come around him out of turn number 4, takes that number 3 spot. Now he's got David McConnell behind him. So Jones, head into the wall. McConnell was sideways. Got a little sketchy there for 5th on back as these guys are going to reel it back in. Here comes Tony Brent in that number 7 machine. Uh-oh, what's going on? Is something going on? I got nobody on YouTube. Is anybody over on YouTube? Let me know. It's showing me nobody's on YouTube. Which is weird because YouTube is usually yo, what's up, Kenny? What's up? Tap the wall, yeah. I was over here looking at my timing and I missed it as Jared Jones in that number 3 spot, now getting pressure from Lovelace as Lovelace is trying to move back up into that number 3 position, but now McConnell going to dive up underneath them. So battle for the number 4 spot as McConnell up underneath Lovelace as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. And Lovelace going to grab the wall again out of turn number 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4 is going to keep it nice and smooth. Lovelace back to the number 5 spot, definitely starting to struggle a little bit early on. I'll tell you what, Riley Green is closing the gap on these guys. Good run for the 07. Asher out front leading the way. Matt Best in second. Jones in third. McConnell in fourth. Lovelace in fifth. Tony Brett as Heb is having issues. Heb goes around. Is there going to be a caution? Surprised there wasn't a caution there. Yellow flag comes out. All right, so let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Heb. Oh, he smoked the wall. Heb's going to smoke the wall here. Oh. Big hit for Heb. He's going to break a right front. Oh, more contact. Who got him? Who just got him? Mark Thrash is going to clip him here. Oh, I don't know if that did any damage to Mark's car, but he definitely got a good chunk of them. Car looks all right if he didn't bend anything. Not quite sure. Big save out of Mark Thrash. As these guys have to check up apparently for the pace car. Asher leading the way. All right, nope, we're losing signal again. I'm having internet issues. All right, so I am definitely having some internet issues here. Did Jared Jones? Jared Jones did not pit. Everybody else did. I just completely dropped right there, guys. Sorry about that. Definitely struggling a little bit on the internet bus here tonight. If you guys can hear me out there, I know the signal is not great. Looks like that bit rate's starting to come back a little bit here now. Yeah, definitely starting to look a little better. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Looks like it is coming back. All right, I'm trying to get that internet back. I'm taking a look to see what is going on. I'm checking out Down Detector right now. Looks like they're starting to get some reports of internet down. Yeah, no, it came back. It came back, but it wasn't. My internet's normally fine. I don't know what is going on here. Matt Best going to lead the way. It does look like Jared Jones did go on pit road. Green flag is out. It was down for a second, though. I went all the way down to only pushing out 555 kilobytes. Matt Best going to get a massive jump. Zach Lovelace second. Riley Green in third. Asher not with a good pit stop here. It's going to be back in that number 4 spot. Let's take a look. Oh, I see what happened. It looked like everybody else took much shorter pit stops as Green's going to hit the wall in turn number 1 and 2. So Asher did take a full pit stop there. So did David McConnell. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'll tell you what, I don't think taking tires was a bad move here. There's a good chance we're going to get we're going to get green flag runs, and this could be newer tires than the rest of the field. So that could be a smart move as Jared Jones is making big moves through the field in that number 99. So Jared Jones with some fresh rubber here is Bill Sleep and David Mayo going for the long game. Oh, a little bit of contact maybe there. Asher up underneath Lovelace. Oh, caution, caution, caution. All right, let's see what happened here. Riley's going to go. Oh, he's going to bounce off the wall. Oh. Riley bounced off the wall. Mark Thrash takes a ride through the grass. Is he going to hit anything? Whoa, oh my God. Riley with a big hit into the wall. Let's take another look at Riley Green here in that 07. I think he was just he got loose out of the turn 4. He's almost hit the wall. Does he get the... No, he just gets loose. He's a little loose off the corner. Big hit for Riley Green. All right, we gotta do this. We're gonna back this up, and we're gonna jump on the onboard with Mark Thrash. Watch the save here out of Mark Thrash. Let's jump in the cockpit. Got his hands full down in the grass, sliding, sliding, sliding. What a save. What a save by Mark Thrash. Wow. Wow. He didn't get the wall. All right, so caution flag number 2, Matt Best and Lovelace both going to go down on pit road, realizing maybe not getting tires might not have been the move here. Let's see if they take tires this time, along with gas. Obviously, they're going to top up on gas, wanting to get every little bit of gas they can to stay out as long as they can or take less gas when it comes down to green flag pit stops. Riley, your name is now officially Riley Yellow. Can we get a change in the league for that?
Oh, they're at 2 green, right?
I have to pick on Riley. Riley is definitely improved, though. I give him shit, but he's definitely getting better. Hopefully, he can continue to improve. It's been fun to watch as these guys are out on the track. Let's see. My stream actually does look good. I think it says it's excellent right now over there on the YouTube side. Just refreshing over there. Yeah, I look good there. I'm just trying to check and see what is going on here, making sure everything looks good since we've been having some issues here tonight. Sucks when we have those internet issues. If you have not yet, make sure you hit that like, share, and follow. As we are getting one to go, we are going green flag this time by Riley, still down on pit road. I'm going to laugh if they change his name to Riley Yellow next week. All right, let me mute this because I'm going to get some notifications. All right, so these guys looking for the green flag. Ash are going to lead the way. We got David McConnell up to the number 2 spot. Look at this. Mark Thrash, after that phenomenal save, is up to 3rd. Tony in 4th. Shane Haas in 5th as these guys juggle around positions. Where's the GOAT? Which one's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT? What's up, Solomon? What's up, buddy? Looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. He doesn't run this league. He usually just race control. He's not there tonight. Green flag is out as we got to stack up through the field. They are able to keep it straight. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as Asher's going to lead the way down into turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be David McConnell in 2nd. Mark Thrash in 3rd. Let's go down here as Matt Best going to try to make short work of Bill Sleep as they head through 1 and 2. Bill Sleep going to get a phenomenal run out of turn number 2. Down the front straightaway going to be Asher leading the way. We're watching the battle for that number 6 spot. Bill Sleep trying to hold on to it as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Once again, good run for Bill Sleep as he rolls through 1 and 2. Matt Best not really pressuring him. Lovelace back in that number 8 spot. These guys might be in tire conservation mode right now. They want to save those tires, run as long as they can here tonight. Pit strategy is definitely going to be a big thing. Looks like Heb has ended his night. Riley Green back out on the track in that 07. As we move back up to the front, Asher going to lead the way here tonight, looking for win number 2 in the series to make a 3-way tie for the most in the league. So just to give you an idea, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the league, and we're going to take a look at, I'm going to take a look at the points and read it to you because you're not going to see it. There's a way for me to put that in SDK. I probably should see how to hook that up. So we're going to go to the season, view season. All right, so Asher is our points leader right now. Matt Best 2nd, Zach Lovelace in 3rd, Jared Jones in 4th, Mark Thrash in 5th. Those are your top 5 in points as it stands right now. Now, I do believe they have some drop weeks in this series, so it'll be interesting to see how that puts everything in place. Is Tony Brent going to put the pressure on Mark Thrash? Looking up underneath him in turn number 3 and 4. Look at this. Bill Sleep peeking his way up in that battle for the number 3 position as they come out of turn number 4. Mark Thrash loose. Tony Brett going to take that number 3 spot. So move Tony up to the number 3 position as here comes Matt Best. Matt Best going to dive up underneath Mark Thrash. Great battle here for that number 4 spot. Matt Best down low, trying to close the gap on Asher. Gets a little loose on the bottom side. Mark Thrash gets loose up high. They're going to drag race down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4, side by side for that number 3 spot. Here comes Matt Best. Dives it in. Slides up the track. Mark Thrash sideways. He's going to fall back to 5th. So Mark Thrash falling back to that number 5 spot as Lovelace has made his way around Bill Sleep. Bill Sleep still having a good run here tonight in that number 65. Look to see what he might be able to do with tires here tonight as David McConnell trying to close the gap on Asher. He was quicker last time by. So McConnell definitely starting to close the gap on Asher as they come down the front straightaway. We'll see how much Asher is willing to race the 54 if he gets there. Will he give him the spot, let him use up his tires? I don't know what his plan is here. We're going to find out. As Jared Jones still running that top side. Bill Sleep in the number 8 position. Shane Haas in 9th. David Mayo in 10th. Riley Green just needing to be smooth here tonight as they come out of turn at number 4. Looks like David's starting to lose a little bit of ground on Asher now as Asher pulls away this lap as they came across the line. He was quite a bit faster than McConnell that time by. So I do feel like Asher's doing a little bit of gas saving, a little bit of tire saving here. Just letting him know, hey, I can pull away from you if I want. Tony Brent in that number 3 spot. as Matt Best is now into that top 4. We'll see how he does. But Lovelace, he's been struggling a little bit here tonight. Currently back in the number 7 position as they come across the line. So Lovelace definitely struggling a little bit to his normal pace in these races. Back in the number 7 position. We'll see if he starts to figure out something late in this one. A lot of laps here tonight. We're only 30 laps in this 135 lap race. Here comes the battle for that number 5 spot. Jared Jones ripping the top side out of turn at number 4. Looking for 5th this time by. He's going to have it as he slides in front of Mark Thrash, pushing Mark Thrash back to 6th. Battle for 3rd starting to heat up a little bit as Matt Best closing the gap on Tony Brett as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Battle. Oh, Jared Jones going to get loose back here in that number 5 spot. Mark Thrash not letting him get away. Mark's going to send it in hard into turn number 3 and 4. Man, Mark sent that deep into turn number 3. Jared Jones not going to come out quite as ahead as he thought, as Mark Thrash going to get a good run out of turn number 4, keeping it side by side with the 99. It is definitely loose through that tri-oval as Mark Thrash is going to roll the bottom as they come out of turn number 2. Big run for Jared Jones down the back straightaway. Yeah, Jared just ran that top side so perfect. And you know what? If you're Mark Thrash, you're going to let him. You're going to keep the pressure on him as Jones is in the wall in 3 and 4. Jones going to grab the wall out of turn number 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. Move Mark Thrash back up into the top 5. Here comes Lovelace down low on Jared Jones as we got a battle for the number 3 spot. Here comes Matt Best. Matt Best going to pass Tony Brett. No, not much of a battle there. We're going to go back here then to the battle for 6 as Jared Jones and Zach Lovelace side by side out of turn number 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4 coming across the line this time by. Who's going to have that number 6 spot? It is going to be, I don't know. I think it was Jared Jones, but it was too close to call as they head into 1 and 2. Oh, think Jones. Yeah, Jones into the wall. That's going to allow Bill Sleep up underneath him, but he's going to get the pull out of turn number 2. Bill Sleep, no choice but to get back in line. Riley Green down on pit road in the 07. Not sure what's going on with him. He's going to come down onto pit road as these guys have 100 laps to go. 100 laps to go. 35 laps in the books. Riley Green on pit road. Let's see. When did they pit last? Lap 20. Seems a little early for a pit stop, but maybe Riley did not take tires earlier, so he decided to jump down on pit road, get some tires as Asher continues to lead. David McConnell second, Matt Best in third. Who is the fastest car on the track right now? It is Matt Best. He is the fastest car on the track right now in that number 6. Still a fairly close battle here. Lovelace trying to close the gap on Mark Thrash as they come out of turn number 2. All right, so right now, just to give you the point spread, there is 10 points between first and third. So Asher has 885, Matt Best has 880, and Zach Lovelace with 875. That battle for the points lead is so close there. So close for that battle for the points lead. So this is going to come down to the wire with these guys. The top 3 in points are so close, even on the track right now. Asher, though, dominating this one as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be 38 laps complete. So we got to keep an eye on this battle for a second. It's definitely starting to close in a little bit as we move back here. It is going to be Zach Lovelace trying to close the gap on Mark Thrash. Mark Thrash, is Mark Thrash closing the gap? No, there's quite a bit of space there. 1.38 seconds back to Mark Thrash. Bill Sleep and Jared Jones still trying to duke it out maybe a little bit. Shane Haas trying to get up in the picture. David Mayo back here in the number 10 spot. So Riley is gone apparently. So Riley's going to leave for the night. Not sure if he got the wall again. Maybe broke something in the front. Everybody pretty spread out right now. Not a whole lot going on. Oh, man. Asher just had a little bobble there. So Asher with a little bit of a bobble there. Still out front, 1.8 seconds over David McConnell. Matt Best still trying to close the gap on second. Asher is now the fastest car. Oh, no, I'll take that back. Tony Brett was the fastest car on the track last time by in that number 28 machine. He wanted to watch. It's not much better. You know I'm just picking on you, right, Riley? When I said I wanted to change your name to Riley Yellow. I thought it was funny. All right, so this battle is starting to pick up a little bit here. Matt Best definitely closing the gap. So is Tony Brett. We might end up with a 3-car battle for that number 2 spot here as these guys are all closing in on each other as they come out of turn number 4. You're good. You're good. So down to 10 cars on the track right now. David Mayo currently sitting in that number 10 spot as these guys kind of roll. So we'll see what happens as these tires start to wear out, how these cars handle. It's definitely slick as the top second, third, and fourth are now all together. Here comes Matt Best starting to put the pressure on the 54 of McConnell. McConnell going to have his hands full here as they come through turn number 1 and 2. He's got a couple cars behind him. Let's go check the rear chase as they come out of turn 2. A little bit of sideways as here comes Matt Best up underneath as they come out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, Matt Best looking for second. He's going to grab it in turn number 3 and 4. He's going to bring Tony Brett with him as they come out of turn number 4. So a swap of positions through 3 and 4 as Matt Best goes to second. Tony Brett to third. David McConnell back to fourth. So that was a quick exchange of places here as it looks like Mark Thrash and Zach Lovelace just kind of maintaining right here. These guys running very similar laps within hundreds of a second of each other right now. So not a whole lot going on here. Not a whole lot going on here as Asher continues to lead. Matt Best in second. Tony Brett in third. McConnell in fourth. I'm going to run out of things to say tonight, aren't I? I am going to repeat myself a lot. So David Mayo is about 10 seconds away from being lapped here tonight. You can see where Asher is. See, can we jump up in the blimp, get a better representation of where they are at together? All right, so Mayo's coming out of turn 2 right now as Asher is heading into turn number 1 and 2. So lap traffic will become a thing here tonight. Looks like Matt Best has turned up the pace just a little bit, just about a half a tenth quicker than Asher last time by. Asher, we know he is not pushing it. He can't be pushing it too hard at this point. He's 2.2 seconds out front as he comes across the line to complete lap number 47. Oh, Shane was just loose there out of turn number 4 in the 23. He is struggling to get the handle on this car. So quite a bit of fall off here, just to give you an, well, maybe not so much. Not as much as I thought. So Asher is about, he's going to pick up the pace about 0.2 off of his quickest time. And they are quite a few laps into this run. We're going to go ahead and put the pit thing up there just so when they start pitting, we know. So we were going to put the pit lane thing down on the bottom. So when these guys start hitting pit road, we will see it. I'm not sure how many laps they have before they have to go on pit road. All right, we're gonna go mess with people because I'm bored. So Zach, this has got to be a different position. You're looking at Mark and you're not lapping him.
Yeah, I got nothing tonight. I think the second this race ends, I'm passing out. I feel like I'm not gonna be conscious at the end of this.
It looks like you've had a little bit of a struggle here.
I wish I had a little bit to drink.
Well, I just figured I'd come in and give you a hard time because I seen you looking at Mark Thrash's bumper.
Yeah, there's nothing else going on anyways.
Yeah. Everybody's pretty spread out right now. We had an interesting run there for third. All right, have fun. I'm gonna go give everybody a hard time down here in AARP.
Better.
Are we there yet?
Almost there, buddy.
Almost there.
Almost there.
Hold on, jerk.
I gotta pee.
Yeah, Jared's ripping that top side. That's got to be brutal on those tires.
Okay, but we're paying this
I
time
couldn't
by,
imagine.
So just go by.
Yeah, R.I.P. I'm still on my first set of tires, so.
Yeah, and yeah, we watched that save, Mark, when you went through the
That
grass.
was awesome.
Yeah, that was hard. That was a lot of work.
Oh, Jared's coming on pit road. Don't spin it.
Yeah, he slammed the wall hard.
Yeah.
Lap or two ago here, he hit it really hard.
Well, he's been flirting with that wall all night, so.
Yep.
Everybody.
Yeah. It's definitely been a handful. Lovelace is on pit road.
Dang, they're already pitting this early?
The Lovelace, I think, wants a nap.
Lovelace said he don't feel good.
Yeah.
Yo, this race can go on for another like 2 hours. I don't care.
It's going to go pretty quick because we are 53 laps complete. All right, have.
I'm tired of this.
Cody's like, "Are we there yet? Can we finish this up?"
Accidentally hit the caution button.
Yeah. Don't pull a Landon. Landon's spectating. Why didn't Landon show up?
Said he doesn't feel good.
Shane Haas on the pit road.
Good.
He knew what would happen. He didn't want to watch the, the curb stomp in this race.
Tell Landon.
Asher getting cocky in here.
I wouldn't look up in your mirror just yet.
Look.
There is a black number 6 running you down.
Oh, yeah, he is so close to you,
At least he's black on my screen.
Who, Matt?
Yeah.
He's in the Valvoline. He's in the Mark Martin scheme.
Oh.
You should know that, Mark.
I'll stay up, Asher, okay?
How much paint is on?
Matt's still
Thank you.
2.2 back.
All right, have fun, guys. I just figured I'd give you a hard time. Oh my God! Don't hit
Landon
the wall,
Moody's
Mayo.
a baby.
I did. You got loose.
We're gonna have to put you in the hospice if you hit the wall.
I did.
We're gonna go from the AARP 135 to the hospice 60.
Oh, by the way, James.
Yes.
Matt and Lovelace, these are the people that just pitted for 4 tires that last time by. They only have 2 more sets left, so that's gonna be interesting to see.
Well, the first time you guys went on pit road, they didn't take tires. I don't think.
No, I think they took 2. They took 2.
They might have taken 2.
I think.
You hope.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm good though. I'm chilling right now. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm just.
Matt, I'll go high, Matt.
All right, guys, have fun.
Yeah, see ya.
All right, so making my rounds, having a little bit of fun with these guys here tonight. As it's definitely not the most exciting race, but not surprised with as few cars as we got out here tonight. Looks like we have 6 cars on the lead lap. Bill Sleep currently in that number 6 spot. We'll see if he goes for the long run here tonight. He definitely, if he doesn't go for the long run on the track, he's definitely going for the long run in age. 65 years old out there on the track with the rest of these young bucks. As Asher continues to lead, Matt Best in second. Tony Brett is going to work his way around David Mayo down the back straightaway. He's going to go down low. Mayo's going to stay high for him as they head into turn number 3. McConnell next in the pecking order as he's going to find his way around David Mayo. Mayo has not pitted yet either. As we are going to close in on 60 laps complete when Asher crosses the line this time by. I'm telling you, you know, Bill Sleep not with some bad pace here tonight. Bill. Yeah, Bill is not running bad. I mean, he's not up to pace with the top 5, but his lap times are not horrible here tonight. He's only 15 seconds behind Asher, which is saying a lot because Matt Best is almost 3 seconds back. Clint's not in here, Scott. What's up, Helms? What's up, Helms? So when will Asher pit? That's going to be the question here tonight. When will we see that number 8 hit pit road? And how long will Bill Sleep stay out? Will Bill Sleep try to make the long run here tonight, work for him, maybe catch a caution and a lucky break here tonight? That's going to be interesting if that happens. As it is going to be... We are closing in pretty quick on these laps. We are closing in on the halfway point here. I think it's going to be halfway. It's halfway when he hits the halfway down the backstretch. He called out per usual. Yeah. All right. So David Mayo hitting pit road. Mark Thrash hitting pit road. So pit stops still underway here tonight. David Mayo going to hit pit road. Did he miss? No, he didn't. So Mayo hits pit road, pulls back out onto the track. Bill Sleep on pit road in the number 65, so not going for the long run here tonight. So they went about 40 laps. So we are probably going to get another set of pit stops here, maybe. And I'll tell you what, these guys, I guarantee, are excited about getting those fresh tires on the car. As Asher continues to lead, only 4 cars have not hit pit road. It's going to be Asher Hansen, Matt Best, Tony Brett, and David McConnell have not hit pit road yet here tonight. Now, tires are definitely playing a role here tonight. Asher is down to a 32.0. His quick time is a 30.7. Guess he thought it was work. That is freaking hilarious, Holmes. That is hilarious. Remember, guys, Zachary, by the way, thank you for the follow over on Facebook. Remember, guys, if you have not yet, make sure you guys hit that like, share, and follow button. As we click down the laps here tonight, 60 laps to go for... Oh, hold on. Not 60 laps to go. I'm not mathing very well here tonight. $70 laps to go. Wow. I had to do some major math there. Asher going to cross the line here tonight, and Tony Brett down on pit road. So Matt Best and Asher, the only ones that have not hit pit road. Looks like Jared Jones going to slide into that number 5 spot. We're going to see where Tony Brett going to come out onto the track. Jared Jones going to make his way around. Those fresh tires definitely making a difference, getting him a little bit of ground as Bill Sleep looking to unlap himself here. Well, at least one of his laps. I think they go a couple laps down. Maybe only a lap, but I think Bill was 2 laps down. He's going to go around Asher here. get one of those laps back. As Asher's actually going to hit the wall down the back straightaway. Matt Best in second. Let's see. When is Asher going to hit pit road here? Here he comes. Here comes the leader out of 4. He's going to get sideways coming down onto pit road in that number 8. Matt Best not going to follow him. He's going to stay out and lead a lap here tonight. Look for him to possibly hit pit road next time by. So Matt Best, the only one that has not hit pit road yet. Yeah, that's about to change. Once this cycles through, this will change. We might end up even with a new race leader, as there's quite a bit of difference in tires right now. We're talking at least a second and a half a lap, and some of those guys took tires a while ago. That is going to get them some track position. If the caution flag comes out, that could be phenomenal for them. Yeah, you could see. Yeah, I knew Mayo was. I didn't know Shane was. All right, so Matt Best did not pit again. This is a lot of ground that Asher's going to be gaining on these fresh tires as he comes off of pit road. It is going to be 70 laps complete when Matt Best comes around this time by. So Matt Best with a 1-lap advantage over Zach Lovelace. Lovelace has gained some ground on those fresh tires. And I'll tell you, if we get a caution, this could be bad for Matt, because if Lovelace is going to make his way around Matt Best here pretty quickly, and you can see these guys do lose quite a bit of time taking that pit stop. And it looks like Lovelace is going to cycle himself into the lead here once Matt Best hits pit road. Here comes Matt Best into turn at number 3 and 4. He's going to hit the apron there. This is going to hurt his... he's sideways. He hits the apron a little bit too early. That's going to cost him. He's at the Waffle House. Tell him I want my hash browns scattered, covered, and smothered. All right, so Matt Best on pit road. Lovelace is going to be back on the lead lap now. He's going to inherit the lead when he comes around the track. Lovelace in turn number 3 and 4. We're going to see how much ground Matt Best really lost here. Lovelace had a great pit lane time. He was about a second and a half faster on pit road than Asher. Uh-oh. All right, so Tony Brent going to make his way around Jared Jones as we move back up to the front. Lovelace inherits the lead. Matt Best loses a ton of ground. He is coming out in that 7th position. You don't know what you did? Waffle House meetup has, yeah, I miss the Waffle House. We don't have them up here. I definitely miss the Waffle House. So Matt Best going to cycle into that number 7 spot. We'll see if those fresh tires play a role here tonight. He's going to have Asher's going to have a massive lead on him. What did you do, Demon? What did you do? Yeah, I figured they would cycle through. Usually what happens. Looks like my internet's held out pretty good here again. Looks like we got 5 viewers over on YouTube and only 3 likes. There's definitely a problem with that. If you have not hit that like button, make sure you smash that like button. As Lovelace comes out of turn number 4 with that lead. He has a 3-second lead over Asher, but Asher definitely clipping into that lead by about a half a second a lap here. As we have 60 laps to go as they come across the line. Yeah, I know. They're almost, the Waffle Houses are almost neighbors. You need a Waffle House. A good hurricane shelter is good in the Carolinas, so you need a lot of Waffle Houses down there. All right, so Asher definitely taking off some laps here, closing the gap. He is going to be a lot faster than Zach Lovelace that last time by, closing the gap. We're going to have a change for the lead pretty quickly here at this place. Probably about 3 more laps. He should be there. Oh, no. Let's see what Demon sent me. Let's see what Demon sent me. Oh, it could happen. Definitely fatigue might play a role here. Yeah, Waffle House. You know what sucks is so many places have stopped being 24/7, and not having Waffle Houses here means there's Denny's sucks. Denny's is horrible, at least up here. And it's overpriced. I'd much rather have a Waffle House. All right, so Asher closing the gap. He is only 0.2 of a second back from the 0-0 of Zach Lovelace as they head through 3 and 4. You can see how close he's closing that gap as he comes out of 4. Big run. Here comes Asher looking for the lead. It's going to be Lovelace for one more lap as they come across. Yeah, they definitely suck. They definitely suck. The customer service sucks. The food sucks most of the time. Yeah, I'm not a fan. So Asher back to the point. Lovelace in second. Mark Thrash in that number 3 spot. But I'll tell you what, Tony Brent is trying to close the gap. Only a half a second back from Mark Thrash. All right, Shane Haas going to go one more lap down. Back down 1 lap for Shane Haas as Lovelace and Asher make their way around as they come out of turn number 4. Asher leading the way here tonight. Yeah, IHOP's not bad. It kind of sucks, the one that we have in Clay here. It's hit or miss. It depends on if you get lucky or not when you go there. But they're not 24/7 either. And there's only we might be down to 1 Denny's in this area. Maybe there's 2. There's 2 around here, and they're like 30-40 minutes from me. So we got nothing in my town. All right, skimming through, Tony Brett closing the gap on Mark Thrash. Mark Thrash currently in that number 3 spot. That is a driver who needs a good race here tonight. Mark Thrash definitely has had his share of struggles in the series. In that number 38 machine, he is currently in the number 5 spot. Jared Jones is ahead of him in points. Now, this will be a little bit of a points day for Mark Thrash. Jared Jones definitely struggling back in that number 7 spot. So this could be a good points night for the 38 of Mark Thrash, trying to close the gap further on 4th. Those guys about 100 points off the top. Yeah. How many bars do you have? How many bars do you have, Demon? Let me know. Yeah, Chili's is we love hitting Chili's. Me and the kids, we hit Chili's 45 in 3 restaurants. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, 45 and 3 restaurants. But yeah, Chili's is always good. But they're not 24/7 either. Me and the kids like to hit it. They got that 3 for me deal. Phenomenal deal. You get a starter. So you get chips, soup, salad. You get a burger, you get a fry, you get a drink, and it's $10.99. Like, how can you go wrong? I can't go get a Big Mac from McDonald's for $10.99. I get a Big Mac from McDonald's. It's not even that good. And I don't get a starter. I just get probably cold fries, a shitty burger, and a soda. Yeah, that's good too. But I'm just saying in general, like, you can't beat their value either. Yeah, no, it's a great deal. Triple dip, yeah. My daughter loves that too. I'm sorry, Shane. All right, so Tony Brett now starting to lose some ground on Mark Thrash. Mark Thrash making a little bit of distance as we are inside 50 laps to go. Yeah, McDonald's isn't great, and it's overpriced. I mean, if you're going for anything more than like 2 double cheeseburgers, yeah. So yeah, I will say some of their new chicken sandwiches in Burger King too are pretty banging. I prefer Burger King burgers. That's everywhere. That's everywhere. Everywhere fucks up the orders. 100%. Nobody cares anymore. I told my son one day, I said, you know, if you act like these guys, we were at Wendy's or something. I said, if you act like these guys and I walk in, and when you're working at a place and you're acting like this, I'll come around the counter and slap you myself. I'd rather have Taco Bell than McDonald's, honestly. I prefer, I'm not going to knock Wendy's. Wendy's is good, but I prefer the Burger King burger if I'm going to go fast food. Honestly, no, I'm going to take that back. I don't know of much right now, but when they were doing the Angus burgers, Arby's had the best burgers in fast food. Yeah, no, I'd rather have. We have a place called Fajita Grill. It's kind of, but we're going to continue to make Shane hungry. By the way, we have a place called Fajita Grill. That's a lot like Moe's and Chipotle, but fresher and better, if you ask me. It is amazing, amazing. You know, there's certain things that I like. Their chicken's good. I love their turkey. I hate the roast beef. Nah. Fajita Grill is goated over Chipotle, but you don't have a Fajita Grill there. There's only 2 of them. One in Oswego and one in Fulton.
Going in.
Mark Thrash coming on pit road in the 38. He's going to hit pit road hard out of that number 4 spot. Oh, my God. Did he get it black? Oh, my God. That was so close, Mark. So Mark's going to short pit this one. He probably thinks he can make it here. Nah, it's overcooked. Their roast beef is horrible. I hate their roast beef. Now, I like their specialties like the brisket and stuff. Yeah, they don't have the Shake Shack where I'm at. We have a lot of good old school restaurants up here, though. Where are you at again, Riley? What area? Rochester. You know, you guys haven't made, though. You have garbage plates. You haven't, a lot of people try to fake it. Rochester's the OG. But I will say, my favorite garbage plate is in Canandaigua, and it's at Max. Duncan's got horrible food. And I hate it that they got rid of onion bagels. But yeah, if anybody in the chat ever goes to Rochester, you need to get a garbage plate. That is the one thing you have to do if you ever go to Rochester. Riley will agree with that. Jared Jones down on pit road. Waffle House is hitting the spot. You know, that's how we got on this conversation, Jonathan, is you going to Waffle House. Your mother ratted you out. So Lovelace down on pit road. Tony Brett, David McConnell, all on pit road this time by. So we got a busy pit road as they come down onto pit road here tonight, probably for the last pit stop. It is going to be 40 laps to go as these guys come across the line. Well, it's going to be 39 for Asher as he comes out of turn number 4 down the line. Matt Best now up into that number 2 spot. We'll see how long he goes. It definitely cost him a lot waiting on pitting. Will he try to short pit Asher this time? I think he's gotta short pit Asher here. Unless he can make it the rest of the way. Oh. Let's see, I'm reading. Yeah, you're a traitor. You weren't even here to race with us. I was so disappointed. I even found your streak this week. Did you see that? All right, so Asher going to continue to lead here in that number 8 machine. Bill Sleep sitting in 3rd right now. John's fault. Yeah, the food conversation is definitely John's fault. I don't know. I don't think it doesn't transfer over. So John's over in the YouTube chat now. Shane Haas down onto pit road in the number 23. Right. You know, I'll tell you what. I was doing a DoorDash. I was telling those guys, and I never knew that street actually had a name because it's just a little tiny street between the Napa and the McDonald's, and it said turn left on Burt Street. I'm like, what? That street has a name? And I looked and I said, no shit. I got to take a picture. A lot of pride flags. Sounds gay. Sorry. That's going to get me banned on TikTok. I can't help it. You can't tell me stuff like that, Jonathan. So Matt Best and Asher have pretty much maintained the distance between the two of them. 10 seconds between first and second. Asher leads the way here tonight with 35. We're going to make it 34 laps to go as Asher's going to hit that start finish line. About to put Bill Sleep 1 lap down. You know, I had a conversation with my son tonight, and I'm trying to get him to think a little bit critically now. Just because I think he should at this age. Well, Bill's loose out of turn 2 as he lets Asher around as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Who has the best drinks? Oh, yeah, Duncan. Yeah, where's the Waffle House, Moody says. Where's the Waffle House? I want those hash browns scattered, covered, and smothered. So Asher stays out. Matt Best is out. So everybody, I think, has pit, but Asher and Matt Best. Lovelace is going to try to make it difficult on these guys. I believe they have to pit, and if these guys have to pit again, Matt went a long time, so I'm questioning whether or not Matt has to pit. But if these guys have to pit again, Zach Lovelace might be in a good spot in North Carolina. Yeah. Where was the concert at, Jonathan? Where was the concert at? Shane Clear High, you mean? That's how you got your hash browns. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, Asher, you got to keep that connection if you want to win. All right, so Asher continues to lead the way. Matt Best in second. You guys are great. I needed this conversation. It's been not as many cars here tonight and not a lot of action, so the conversation is phenomenal. I appreciate you guys. What's the one big thing you got to say, Demon? Let us know. Let us know. Yeah, I definitely know my order. It's been a long time since I've been at a Waffle House. Asher on pit road. Asher is on pit road in that number 8 with 30 laps to go. Crunch bars are gross. You know, let me tell you something about Crunch bars. So I live in Fulton, New York, which is where the original Nestle's was in the United States. And the Crunch bar was invented here. Raleigh? Yeah. I went to a Nickelback concert in Raleigh back in like 2001 or 2. 2002, because I was 21. Keep the blueberry syrup. I don't want no blueberry syrup. Oh, I only like blueberry in my coffee. My iced coffee, not hot coffee. It's disgusting in hot coffee. So Tony Brett going to take the lead here. Lovelace going to slide into that number 2 spot. Asher's going to be way too close. These guys aren't going to have anything for that number 8 car here. Let's see how wide that 00 can make it. All right, Lovelace. I guess technically Asher is your teammate. Let's see your best Ty Gibbs impression right here. What did Mark do? I don't know. What did Mark do? You have an uncle who lived in... I lived in... All right, so they're going to come across the line. Asher's going to move up into that number 2 spot. Matt Best did finally pit. Tony Brett leads the way as we close in on the long run. Yeah. Yeah. You aren't wrong. It's not syrup, though. It's unsweetened. So I guess it's just flavoring. I can't do the sweet flavors at Zach Gibbs. I forget where it was. I mean, we're talking a long time ago where my concert was. It was one of those you could only win them on, you could only be invited or win them on the radio concerts. It said he must have hit something. All right, I'm going to see if I can go back and find it. Oh my God, he's destroyed. All right, so we're going to go back and find out what happened to Mark Thrash here. Since there's not a whole lot going on. You feel like you should... I loved Raleigh, honestly. I think Mark is the squirrel. Oh! Oh, he got loosed and overcorrected and smoked it into the wall there. Big hit for Mark Thrash. He had such a good race going. Good point state for him. I know you grew up for an hour from Raleigh. Landis says come down south. He only wants you to come down one state. That's a clip. That was a mistake. SC is greater than NC. Well, at least you don't have to pay for a car inspection in South Carolina. All right, so Asher going to come across the line. It is going to be 24 laps to go. Asher leads the way. Tony Brett in second. Zach Lovelace in third here tonight. I don't think Lovelace is going to get a top... I don't think Lovelace is going to get a top 3, but he's definitely going to get a better run than he was expecting. He had been struggling here tonight. Matt Best is definitely going to catch him. McConnell's not too far back either as they come out of turn in number 4. Asher continues to lead the way. He's got another meatball. He got another meatball. Mark, what did you do? Okay, we're going to. All right, let's find out what Mark did again. What did he do? Did he accidentally downshift? That is unfortunate for Mark Thrash, as he is going to be out of this one. Moving back up to the front. It's those squirrels. I think the squirrel is driving it. All right, so Tony Brett in that number 2 spot. Matt Best now up to 3rd as he makes his way around Lovelace. Zach Lovelace back to 4th. David McConnell in that number 5 spot. It is going to be 20 laps to go when Asher comes across the line, this time by Stephen Gaines. What's up? What's up, Stephen? This is the boring game right now. It has been a long race here tonight. Closing in on the end of this one. Asher leads the way. Tony Brett in 2nd. Matt Best in 3rd. Lovelace in 4th. McConnell in 5th. Jared Jones in 6th. Bill Sleep with a great run in 7th. So, Mark, you still get a top 10. Mark Boyer. No caution, though. No caution for him, though. High pacing. We have only had 2 cautions today, so it wasn't too bad. But I do wish we had a couple more cautions, because 135 laps with 2 cautions has been brutal. The broadcast. You've had some good runs out there, but I haven't seen you. Yeah, it's been boring. Didn't see you in the UMP opener. No UMPs this season? Yes, snooze fest. Yeah, both inside the top 10. Oh, no. Did Mayo just grab the wall? Did Mayo just hit the wall? He did hit the wall down the back straightaway. Asher blinked out there. We're going to go ahead and back it up and take a look and see Mayo. He tried to turn towards the Waffle House here. Oh, he's going to get loose out of turn 2. Yep. Oh, handful. I get it. I was surprised I didn't see you in the opener, and I'm like, where's he at? Well, not the opener, the 3rd one. Yeah, Mayo definitely stepped on it. That's all right. Mark is out, so he's good. Last night we had some good racing, though. Overall, all the big block and the supers were fun. It was Lima Land, so it kind of was a light field this week in the UMPs. Mayo got the meatball. Oh, he got a black flag. He must have sped on pit road, so he's got a hold. As Asher going to come across the line, he is going to get that 15 laps to go. Thank God. Tony Brett in 2nd. Matt Best up to 3rd, so Best going to be closing the gap on Tony Brett, looking for that number 2 spot. Yeah. All right, here comes Matt Best looking for that number 2 spot. I'm trying to make this as exciting as we can. We just talked about food for like the last 40, 50 laps, Steven. He's trying to cheat, right? He probably didn't have a lot of control, Demon. He had no right front. All right, here comes the battle for second. Matt Best looking to the outside. Tony Brett going to play a little defense, protects that bottom. He's going to make Matt Best go to the outside, use up those tires. If he can hold them off, he will try as they come out of turn number 4. Big bobble out of Tony Brett. Tony going to hold on to it as they come to the line. Going to be 122 laps in the books. Battle starting to heat up for that number 2 spot as they head through turn at number 1 and 2. Matt Best all over the back of that number 28, 7 seconds behind the leader as they come out of 2. Best might have had a little bobble out of turn number 2, trying to find his way around Brett. Brent's gonna try to block, moves to the top side in 3. Here comes Matt Best. Matt Best gonna roll down low out of turn number 4. Oh, he's trying to pedal that car as they come across the line. Closing in on 10 laps to go. It is 12 to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Yeah. Oh, they're still side by side. Big bobble out of Tony Brent. He's trying to hold that top side, keep that momentum up. He's got to pinch down Best. I think that was going to be his only way to keep in front of him, but Best going to clear him out of turn number 4. Matt Best back up to the number 2 spot. Best at his best. Matt Best is hoping for a caution flag right about now. He's going to need it. 7.8 seconds back from Asher. He's going to need that caution flag. But I don't know if there's enough cars out there to give him a caution flag, and everybody is pretty spread out right now. That was the only battle on the track. Ten more laps to go as they come across the line. Asher continues to lead. Matt Best in second. Tony Brent in third. Lovelace in fourth. McConnell in fifth. McConnell has lost ground on Lovelace. So Lovelace, if he can hold this position, will get himself a top 4 here tonight. Mark Boyer. Mark can't come back out. He is broke. We need you. Yeah, Mark's got that meatball. He's still on pit road. Is he going to go back out there and try and do another lap? Waffle House. Mark, Landon's trying to bribe you to get back out there and cause the caution. We know one person who does not want the caution flag here tonight. It is going to be Asher as he comes across the line for 8 laps to go. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Just has to keep that thing straight. He's got plenty of distance, but he is gaining. He is pulling away from Matt Best still as Matt Best sits in the number 2 spot. Yeah, everybody is way spread out. Jared is too far back to get to 5th. A lot of these guys would love a caution. As the caution came out, Jared Jones will be fun to watch. Demon found the waffle emoji over on Twitch. So Asher going to come out of turn at number 2 down the back straightaway. He's going to be looking for that 6 laps to go when they come across the line. I seen you did a bunch of waffles and then a bunch of houses for Waffle House. What are you gonna make out of emojis this time? This is going to be a good points day for Tony Brent. I forget how many drop weeks we get. I'm going to have to ask when we get Matt Best in here. Now, remember, it's Waffle House dog. Tony only has a couple races in, so he is a ways back in the points. So I don't know if he's going to get, if there's enough drop weeks. Oh my God. Demon's going nuts over on Twitch now. Oh, Landon found the Waffle Houses. Demon found the octopus over on Twitch. He's over on Twitch What is that? Is that pineapple pizza? What are you thinking, Demon? We need a Waffle House car. Matt Best, if you're still out there, if you don't run the Waffle House car next week, we will be disappointed. What the hell is that? What is that, Riley? I think that's a Dorito. Is that a Dorito? Or is it pizza? That's some ugly ass pizza if it's pizza, Demon. All right, how many laps we got left? We got 3 laps to go for Asher as he heads through turn number 1 and 2. Matt Best in second, Tony Brett in third, Lovelace in fourth, David McConnell in fifth. So caution flag could change everything here tonight. It's cat. Now that's pizza. Moody, that's pizza. As Asher comes across the line, 2 laps to go for the number 8. All right, so Asher going to get the white flag this time by as he comes out of turn at number 4. The emojis are going nuts out there. Asher leading the way. 1 more lap for the kid as he heads into turn number 1 and 2. He's just got to keep it straight for a little more than a half a lap here tonight. Can he do it? Will he make it? Oh, it gets sideways out of 2. He was listening to me. He was 100% listening to me and did that on purpose, didn't you, Asher? As they come out of turn number 4, checkered flag is in the air. Asher going to slide it down, takes the win here tonight in the number 8. Give Asher the win. Dominating performance here tonight. Matt Best going to bring it home in second. Tony Brent in third. Lovelace going to bring it home in fourth. Going to wait for him to at least get out of turn 4. McConnell in fifth. Jared Jones going to be in that number 6 spot. Bill Sleep in 7th. Shane Haas in 8th. David Mayo 9th. Mark Thrash in 10th. Yeah, good win for Asher as that is going to be the race here tonight. We're going to go through these results. We're going to pull these guys in pretty quick. This actually might be the quickest race of the season right there. That was only an hour and a half. He's going to celebrate as Asher takes the win. Matt Best in second. Tony Brett in third. Going to be Lovelace in fourth. McConnell in fifth. Jared Jones in sixth. Bill Sleep going to be in seventh. Shane Haas in eighth. David Mayo in ninth. The Thrash Gang going to finish in that number 10 spot. Riley Green in 11th and Heb in 12th. And the other 2 did not start as Asher out here celebrating tonight in that number 8 machine. All right, we're going to go jump in here. Asher already in the waiting room. He is ready. Wasted no time getting in here.
Yeah.
You were definitely listening to me at the end of that one, weren't you?
Well, yeah, I was. I think your stream was a little delayed though, but I didn't do it because you said it, but I was definitely listening in. It was behind. I think when I hit the front stretch, when I did that final one, then I heard you say you come out too. To the fastest one.
I'm gonna pull Matt up here. I'm waiting for Tony. Where's Tony? Where's Tony, Matt?
I don't know.
Damn it. I guess Tony doesn't want an interview. Not that there's a lot to interview about. Well, Matt, second place here tonight was the best you can do. Stayed out late. Probably felt like it was one of those chances you had to take, hoping for a caution flag. Maybe not quite enough, but still a great run for that number 6 tonight.
Yeah, we
once again got the strategy wrong. So stay at the lab and get back to it. One of these days we'll get it right.
Light field here tonight. A quiet race, a couple quick cautions, but it went green for most of this one here tonight. Is that good or bad for you guys on that strategy, or would you have rather had a few more caution flags here tonight to mix it up?
I don't mind the green flag stuff. It would have been better to have a bigger field is all. The cautions obviously shake things up. Last week at Phoenix it completely screwed me, and then this week tried staying out and got my math wrong. Zach reminded me of that. So I tried to fuel save, thinking I could save enough to get to the end, and then once I realized it wasn't going to be that way, I decided to push a little bit. But I probably wasted 5 or 6 seconds just trying to save fuel for 30 laps.
Well, great run here tonight. Either way, why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Texas Speed, it's a team I run with. Great guys over there. Zach for kindly reminded me that my strategy was completely off and he's far superior in that department. John for organizing everything. Shame he couldn't be out tonight. You for putting on the broadcast, and last but not least, John's mom.
Great run here tonight. Asher, I think your word you used was curb stomp tonight.
Yep. I knew going in I was gonna be fast. I really wanted to make sure I wanted to be fast, so I think I practiced a little extra today. But that was man, that was a bad car. That was tonight. Oh my goodness.
Pretty dominating car here tonight. A late caution might have made it interesting, but you definitely had the speed early on. You just woke up this morning. You pissed excellent. No kidding. But no, great run. That gives you 2 wins on the season, tied up with Lovelace and Matt Best. You got to feel pretty good about your chances for the championship here.
Yeah, definitely. We go to Sonoma next week, so that's going to be interesting. That's why I really wanted to have a good result here, and I ended up winning. So that's what I wanted. And then I led all the laps, or most laps, I guess, and got the bonus points too. So yeah, I feel pretty good about my championship hopes. I led coming in tonight, and I think I extended my gap here after tonight, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you'll definitely extend the lap. You don't have to worry about Lovelace next week, though. Matt Best will put him on his roof. Good run. Why don't you go? It won't be the first time. But last time you still came back and spanked everybody. So good run here tonight, Asher. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Thanks for Texas Speed Sim Racing for allowing me to race this league. They have an amazing group of guys, and this is just they were so fast. I was really good, and I was really good, but they're also really fast every week, and it's always fun racing them guys. And thanks to you for streaming. Thanks to John's mom, and also I turned 16 tomorrow, so glad that got my last win when I'm 15 years old.
Well, happy birthday in about an hour and a half your time.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, buddy. Good win. Lovelace, we had a conversation for about 40, 50 laps about how John was at Waffle House, and people in the chat said they'd be disappointed if somebody didn't have a Waffle House car next week. So are we going to make that happen?
Sounds like I've got to now, huh?
You better put it on John's car. Make sure the hash browns are scattered, covered, and smothered.
Only way I'll take them.
Hey, you got 4th. You got to feel good about that. You struggled early.
Yeah, I think I struggled early. I struggled in the middle, and at the end, I struggled. But the strategy kind of worked there. Like Matt said, for once in my life, my math was pretty accurate. And all I wanted was the bonus points for leading, because I almost never get that anymore unless I win the race as well. So yeah, it kind of worked out for me. For a guy who didn't have a whole lot of speed tonight, I was up near the front. I jumped a few cars in the process. I learned that taking 2 tires, is not good if you are still taking the entirety of the gas. That's not any kind of advantage in any way. But yeah, I just wish we could have actually had, a race going instead of a parade. But it is what it is. Good win to Asher, of course. Happy birthday to him, and thanks so much for broadcasting that. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, it was well, we had a long conversation about food. I think we talked about at least 40, 50 laps about food. So we
Hey, if
definitely
there's anybody that can make something like that interesting, I'd say it's probably you. You're good at talking.
Yeah, well, the chat helped a lot. They were pretty active here tonight. So and
Shout out to the chat.
I do have to say one thing. As bad as everybody wants to say their math is, let's remember Jonathan Burt has had the worst math in this series. What was it, race 1
Yeah.
or race 2 that he totally blew that strategy?
Yeah, he had the
he-
Ferrari strategy in Charlotte.
Yeah, he keeps trying the very interesting strategies, and hey, it's got to work out one of these days, right?
Right. I actually thought Matt was going to take your strategy in that second stint on that last stint there and try and short pit Asher, which I think might have been the move that would have given him the best opportunity. But yeah, it was still good.
Yeah, I think I realized that going as early as I did, I mean, it was my only chance to get out front, but it also kind of, forces me into that strategy. Whereas Asher, Matt, everybody else, once they took their pit, way later and came back on fresher tires, as soon as they got in front of me, if they, just wanted to pit right when I did, uh, you know, then we were on the same strategy, only they were ahead. So my only hope was that everybody that I jumped there stayed behind, and well, that doesn't work out. But you got to have speed to back up that kind of thing. I didn't really feel like it tonight, I guess.
You definitely look better at the end there. But good run, guys. I appreciate you.
Yep, thanks, James, and of course, thanks, John's mom.
Yeah, don't forget John's mom. We always got to thank her. All right, guys. Have a good night. Appreciate you. All right, guys. That is going to be it for tonight. 135 laps here tonight was a good one. Asher taking the win. It was the AARP 135, but the youngster takes the W. That's going to be it for tonight. As always, until next time, be safe